might as well go have a beer, like talk about this.
Hold on a second.
Yeah,
Yep.
take your time. Start with Evan Mobley's first 40-point game of his career. What could he not do tonight?
We've been really pushing him to shoot the three, obviously, and because we know he's a heck of a shooter. You see his free throw percentage is shot up, and so I just love how aggressive he was from the three-point line. He even took a bad one or two. It's like, go ahead, like freedom to take a bad one, and because we want him to be aggressive. He's got a beautiful shot. Love his confidence. He was awesome today.
When he made his first 5 threes, I kept thinking back to, I think it was just the other night, you were commenting like, all right, we don't want him shooting 10 threes a game, right?
Maybe now we do.
But
No.
does it change now?
Yeah, you know how it is with shooting. You just kind of get that confidence, that flow, and you know what I love most. His dedication. I see all the behind-the-scenes stuff. I see the weight room work, the extra shooting work he's doing. He's one of these guys. He's in that category. He's like desperate to get better, and that's usually a great sign for the Cavs because he's obviously already an elite defender. He's only going to get better offensively.
What about the behind the scenes that you see really stands out about him?
The humility. That's kind of like he's so humble, and then he works so darn hard. You have those characteristics. That's why the guy's won since he's been. The guy's won right off the bat. He's won in this league. There's very few players that do that. So. Thrilled with his performance, and he doesn't slack off on the defensive end. He's always got that. So it's beautiful to watch a growing player like that, a guy that's on the way to being a star in this league. It's great to watch.
I mean, after the Nuggets game, he had matched his career high, and then today he came in and took more than that in his first quarter. When you talk about growing and trying to continue to push him to do those things, is that something that you have preached, or is that something that he's continued to work on as well?
I mean, it's so, like, my belief is like, I try to transfer that belief, but it emanates from him. As a coach, you can just kind of put him in positions to succeed, and give him the freedom to kind of like flourish, right? He's got all this talent. I still think he's scratching the surface. Sometimes it's like you got this talent, you're like, oh my gosh, he could do this, and this, and so that's the only challenge I have is how do you harness the talent. I think we're starting to find, he's starting to find a great niche. And I just say this too, his teammates. There's no one that believes in him more than his teammates. They're just constantly on him to be aggressive. And guy is he's he's an elite player in this league. I mean, he's a top 20, and he can be in the top 10 easy.
You mentioned he's now earned the freedom to take some bad ones. I mean, he missed 2 tonight. So what does that say about what he's been able to do and how he's been able to grow in that department?
Yeah, and again, I think it's mental growth, right? He's got the game. Now it's just young player just, kind of getting over that barrier where, oh man, he's got these really good players, great players around him. So it's like he's not a selfish kid. He's altruistic and he's giving, but we need him to be a little more selfish, like he was tonight. I think to me that's our next step, and it was great to see how aggressive he was tonight.
What was the difference between the defense in the first 2 quarters and the middle 2 quarters?
Yeah, they went small. They went 5 guards, and that's hard to guard. It just is, and now. We made them pay on the other end in the third quarter, but man, they had 5'6" guys out there that can all shoot, pass, and dribble. Made it difficult on our defense.
And also, obviously, you guys had Dean Wade back in the lineup. How does he help
Man.
on that end of the floor?
Yeah, he's he's two-way elite defender too. It's what do you call that? A luxury, like the talent we have. Even when guys out, we can go 12, 13, 14 deep. It's just it's such a luxury for a coach that we have so much talent and the bench is so deep. Good.
Donovan, 8 assists. Getting off the ball is what we've talked a lot about this year, but how have you seen his facilitating grown as well?
Yeah, that's a really good point. He's found a balance. He's empowering his teammates. I mean, a guy, let's face it, if he wants, he can go out and score 40 every night and take 30 shots. He's got that kind of credibility in the league, but he wants big things for this team. He knows the next step for this team is him to share it and empower his teammates. And I give him an A+ for that. It really emanates from him. It starts with him, and he's just he understands the big picture of what we're trying to do.
You talked about the pick and pop with him and Evan the other day. I feel like today you kind of leaned on that a little bit more.
Well, Don kind of sees the advantage where we get the advantage, and he calls it up, tells Evan to slip, and that creates the open shot. And Don's so smart. He's been in this league. Sometimes I just sit back there, like you guys call it, Don, you got it, and it's a great thing. We're in this nice evolution as a team. They have confidence in themselves. We have, I have great confidence in them. We're in a really good place mentally with the team.
Thank you.
All right.